You know, when you're a kid and you never feel quite ready to do anything, but you just jump into it, like nothing really matters. Like in the world, nothing really matters. You're just like, you know what? What's the worst that can happen? You just charge through, right? As you get older, this feeling slightly goes away. This feeling slightly dissipates and gets worse and worse and worse. Like sometimes, personally for me, I used to be the kind of guy when I grew up a bit more that would not really do anything much different from what I usually do. I would always just stay at home, play some video games, eat some snacks, and just sleep around all day and just not do that many things. Like just talk to people, chill around, not really do anything interesting actually. And so it made me realize that most people wait around to be ready. And one day I noticed this and I decided, you know what? I can't just wait around forever. Like if I wait around, what's gonna happen? Well, life's just gonna pass me by. I had this friend in one of my groups, and it probably is a perfect example of what my life would have looked like if I just kept on going, not really gave a shit. He was one of the guys I played video games with at the time, like maybe like 3-4 years ago, and he was a nice guy. He was fine to be around, but he was always agreeing with other people all the time. And when he explained to me, like we had a chat about like what his life looked like, and we like shared back and forth. And I remember him telling me like, yeah, I live with my mother, and he was like 23. No, he was like 26, 27, I think. And he said, yeah, I live with my mother. I take care of her, and I don't have a job, and I play video games, and that's pretty much it. And I was like, bro, that sounds fucking sad as fuck. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't want to have that. So, what I decided instead was, if that's the kind of life I do not want to have, then in that case, what kind of life do I want to have? And I just started thinking about that over and over and over and over again, and started testing things, started just putting myself out there, taking risks, investing my time, energy, and effort in order to learn a skill, improve, just like change my life, switch it around basically. And from that time onwards, I went from being a fat, overweight, like over 100 kilos, like over 200 pounds, 220 pounds guy in his early 20s with like literally no skill, no nothing, haven't really done anything, no experience, like pretty much only played video games until this point is the only thing I was pretty good at. That and maybe like creating some content. I was flirting around with the idea of creating content. Like I wanted to start my YouTube channel, like gaming, whatever, streaming on Twitch as well, blah blah blah. But it's never really something that I really felt any drive to get done, if you know what I mean. Like the only thing I wanted to do was to be free and to make money without having to answer to anybody else. Now, in perspective, this has basically helped me, push me to become the man I am today, starting my own business, learning a high income skill, and providing value to other businesses in order to get paid from that and start scaling and just be a massive impact on the lives of the people I work with. Because by just doing that, I just attract more business to me, right? Like this is important. So I went from the guy who was very much not an action taker, very much a passive guy, not really wanted to do anything or upset anyone or do that kind of stuff, until one day I was like, you know what? I'm kind of pissed off. I'm kind of pissed off at like everything around me. And so I started getting super fucking angry. And I started getting angry at literally everybody. Like literally everybody. Not just myself, but the people around me. Like every single time they would talk to me and they would do something fucking retarded, I would tell them like, are you fucking stupid? And I wouldn't be like, I wouldn't be afraid anymore of hurting other people's feelings. And then slowly I started going down this path of, I don't give a shit. And so I started testing things. I started doing things like every single day. I started like taking more action, doing more things, pushing myself to do more. Okay, I did something now. Is it good or bad? Can I do better? Okay, next time I'm gonna do this in order to do it better. Or this time I noticed that I could have done this more efficiently. I could have done this more efficiently by doing X, Y, and Z. So that way next time I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna test that. And then I would just repeat that over and over and over again. And what I noticed is that not only is this extremely beneficial for your own improvement as a person, like you improve your skills, your personality, your character, all of your things. Like I use this to become more socially apt, more socially good in a conversation. Like before I used to be the shy kid that used to be stressed in conversations, not really know what to say, so and so. And now I'm actually the guy who's always starting conversations. I'm going out there. I'd rather be outside talking to people rather than being inside. When I feel like, when I'm alone inside, I feel like in my own house, I feel like a little bit guilty because I feel like I'm wasting my time. But at the same time, this all came from me just testing things, just taking raw action every single day, over and over and over again. Like for instance, it's helped me in my business as well. Like in my business, the simple fact that I'm willing to test and take more action than most people, that most of my competitors aren't willing to do like 15 to fucking 80 variations of like, if you're running ads, I do like fucking dozens of fucking variations. Like the point is to do as many as you can. What the fuck was that? So the point is to do as many things as you can in order to test as many things as you can. Like when you have like one specific headline, you test it and it doesn't go well, you're like, well, that was fucking shit. But if you have 100 different headlines and like 8 of them do really good and all the others were shit, then in that case you would have never known which are those 8 really good ones if you didn't go through all 100 variations, right? It's like if you test all 100 variations and after week 1 you notice that there's like at least 8 clear winners, then you're like, okay, chuck all of those, the other ones out the fucking window, keep those 8, and then see which one of those 8 is the best, like 3. And then you do the same thing, and then you keep refining, you keep like improving it, you keep changing it, and then you start getting much better results. Not only in terms of the strategy that you can approach things with, in terms of business, and this is the same concept you apply to video games. This is the same thing I applied when I was playing video games before. I talked about this a couple times already. I used to play these total war games, which were real-time strategy games that basically you've got the campaign map and the battle map. And basically the campaign map was like a turn-based, you move your stuff in strategic order, you take care of the cities, you take care of the government, you take care of everything. And then the battle aspect would be like one army versus another army, you fight it out, and then you basically order around the units, and you need to make sure that everything is in order. It's kind of like a game of chess, but like much more complicated and real time. It's like, if you don't make a move, somebody's gonna make a move. Like, instead of being in chess, it's like one move. Well, in that case, it's like everybody's moving at the same time. So you need to be like, and there's no like turn base, like in the battle map. So I used to play that game over and over because every single time I would lose, I would always analyze the battle. Okay, this is why I lost. Okay, this guy went over here, this guy went over there, this guy casted this spell, whatever the fuck, okay? And because in this, like, some of the games were much more like historically accurate. So like they were like in the Roman period, in the Attila the Hun period, in the late Roman Empire period, in the medieval period, in the I don't know. There's a lot of different ones, right? And by the simple fact of going through all of these different periods and also different times, like strategy in terms of fantasy settings where you got like magic and monsters and whatnot, a fucking bunch of shit. In that case, it allows your mind to really stretch itself to the brink of like not knowing what the fuck you're doing. And so that's what I repeatedly did. Basically, I would put myself in a situation where I was completely shit, didn't know if I was going to win or not, and I would just test it. Okay, I'm going to test this battle. I'm pretty sure I can win, but I'm not sure 100%. So I'm going to test it. I'm going to test out this strategy. Okay, it didn't work because da-da-da-da-da. Okay, reload, because there was like a save game and load game feature. So basically, I would load the game just before the battle. I would try it again. I would lose, load the battle again, try it again, lose. Load the battle again, try it again, win with a lot of casualties, load the battle again, win with low casualties, and then I'm like, okay, this is the best strategy. And then basically that's what I would do every single time. Whenever I was playing single player, I must have sank in like thousands of hours, like probably close to like 10,000 hours in across all Total War games. And so when I got to the most recent game, which was Warhammer Total War 3, I was so good at the game. I was probably around top 20, top 10 worldwide players on the game, not only in campaign, but also in multiplayer battles. So it made me the kind of person that, like, this developed a habit and a skill inside of my head that was like, okay, test, refine, go out there, do it, test, refine, go out there, do it, refine, test, go out there, do it, and just repeat this over and over and over and over again. And so whenever I got into business, that's exactly what I did. But I noticed that it was actually like playing Total War for the very, 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 very first time. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to learn everything from scratch again. And so that's what I did. And over the past 4 years, I've been growing my business, I've been improving my skills, and I've been doing that exact same habit over and over and over again. And now I've already made more than 5 figures, and I'm in a pretty good spot, you know, like I'm not in a great spot, but I'm in a pretty good starting spot, like a pretty solid foundation in terms of skill level, I'd say, and in terms of like earning money, I can do better. That's what I noticed, and that's always what I do, because like the game of life and a game of business is much, much more different than just a video game. It's much more complex and much more complicated, and it takes a much longer time. And so by the simple fact of me putting myself in a position where I get to do this, what I used to do in the video game, but in real life, it allows me to understand how hard it actually is, and it stimulates my brain to want to do better and want to do more and push myself to have an impact on the people around me, the people I love, and the people I care about, as well as myself in my own life. And so by just the simple fact of just testing more things, doing more things in reality, and then seeing the results and then reiterating that result or that test, or like doing it in a different way, changing this setting or doing that differently or doing this differently, it allows me to outcompete a lot of people. It allows me to create this identity of I'm the kind of guy who actually gets more shit done than the opponents, than the competitors. Like whenever I approach a business and I say, hey, have you ever looked into growing your business? What do you think about that? What have you been doing so far? Have you run any ads? Like, what does that look like? Why do you like? Do you actually want to grow? Like, what's your like biggest frustration in terms of like growing the business? Like, I'm really curious. And people would tell you like, oh yeah, I've already got like a bunch of guys talk to me about this kind of stuff. Like, I'm not really interested. It's like, okay, why would you not interested? Like, did you have a past like bad past experience in the past? Like, did somebody fuck you over? Did somebody steal your money? Did somebody give you a bad deal? Did somebody like, did you sign a contract and then the guy just left in the middle of the contract? Or like, what happened? And then they're like, oh yeah, well, it was fucking shit because this guy was fucking really bad at it, and we tested and he wasted my money and my time, and I really don't want to do it again. And I said, okay, what would make you try it again if it were successful? Like, if success was guaranteed, what would make you try again? And then they go think, okay, well, I would do this, I would do that, I would really want this to happen, I would want the communication to be better, I want this. And I was like, okay, well, I can guarantee that if you're interested in working with me, I can guarantee that I'm willing to put my foot on the line and really invest more of my time to prove myself, to make sure that you think, okay, this guy's actually my secret plan is actually for you to like me so much in the performance that I can bring to your business that you do not want to go with anybody else. You just come to me and you say, hey, what can we do about this? And I'll tell you, let me think about it. I come back to you in a couple minutes or a couple hours, and then I tell you, okay, this is what we can do, this is what we can do, and you should do this. I recommend we should do this because it's going to result in the X amount of money, X amount of clients, growing the business for you. And then they say like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. And then we test it, and then we reiterate it a bunch of times. And then I take care of all of that. And it allows me not only to prove my expertise, but also to test it a million different times. Because the more things you test, the more you'll understand what is possible to attain, right? That's what I wanted to talk about today. Because I post videos every single day, and I understand like some of you aren't necessarily in the same bucket, in the same like place, in the same like position of life on the game of chess, on the chessboard, right? So I'm kind of going at it from my perspective and kind of trying to relate it to yours. Now, you can tell me in the comments if I'm way off, or if I'm fucking full of shit, or if like, this doesn't make any sense, or like, I don't really understand X because da 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 da. And then I'm happy to have a conversation in the comments if you want. I want to help you guys that are watching the videos do better, because that's what I would have wanted when looking through videos on YouTube. I would have wanted somebody to tell me, hey, you need to do this if you want to do better. You need to look into this. You need to do it this way. This is how you do it. And just explaining it and understanding it and just educating yourself on how you can do a better job and relating that to your identity, because everybody feels like we're part of the same part of thing, right? Like everybody wants to relate to other people, and that means if I am to create a video that speaks about a certain topic and it doesn't relate to you, then you're just not going to watch it. So yeah, I appreciate every single one of you guys watching until the end of the video. As per usual, it's a beautiful day, so it's going to be time to get back to work. I've been really sick for the past few days, but it's getting better. So today I'm going to go out and I'm going to start working harder to get back on the horse and to get back out there so I can actually talk to some more people, because that's what I really miss out of, to be perfectly honest with you. And yeah, test more things. So summary of this video is, if you haven't done enough, do more, take more action, test more different things. If you're not really sure what to do, if you're not really sure what skill to learn, then in that case, if you've got a bunch of different options, just test one after the other. Okay, test this one for a month, don't like it. Test this one for a month, I kind of like it, but test this one for a month, really like this one. Okay, we're gonna go with this one, and then you just invest more time into that, right? That's what I wanted to talk about today. Like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate all the support. And with that said, I will see you in the next one tomorrow. See ya.